Welcome to the Raw Food Health Empowerment Show. Um, Thank you for watching. Today we're going to be talking about how to lose weight quickly and healthily, how to not go hungry, how to eat clean while on vacation, and hopefully help you take the next step to losing that weight once and for good in a healthy, consistent manner. And this environment right now is a little different than what we're used to with my show. We're not in my office. We're not in the kitchen. We're actually in the car right now because I'm on my way to the Hip Hop Vegan Festival that I just found out about this morning. And I'm like, I have to go there. I have to be there. But I told you guys I would be here and I would share this information with you today. So I'm committed to helping you guys. I'm committed to eradicating diabetes in this country. This is my mission. This is my purpose. This is my plan. And so we are going to talk about this today. I'm your host, Samantha Salmon, certified holistic health coach and author of You Can Afford to Be Healthy. The link to that book is in the description of this video, so check it out. It lays out some steps on how to lose weight as well, and stress is a big part, and so there's some tips in there to alleviate stress as well. A little disclaimer. Get approval from your doctor before implementing anything I recommend. Everyone's situation is different, so you're going to want to touch base with your doctor and just keep him or her informed. All right, so we're going to get into it. I won't keep you too long today since we're not making anything. And since we're not making anything, I'm going to do a special live show tomorrow. Not sure what time. It might be 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Pacific. Not sure yet, but I'll let you guys know. And we're going to make a really delicious juice tomorrow since we're not making it today. But so let's get into this content, right? So the number one way to lose weight quickly and healthily is to omit saturated fat from the diet, which is primarily in meat, dairy, and eggs. Not only are you eliminating saturated fat, but you're eliminating hormones as well, which can have your body just completely imbalanced and creating havoc in all these different areas. Remember, excess fat on the body is just a sign of imbalance and dis-ease happening. So eliminate meat, dairy, eggs. Your kidneys will thank you for it. Your joints will thank you for it. These foods are acidic, and we don't need to have them in our diet. Okay? Reduce the consumption of processed foods and replace them with whole foods. This really makes a difference. The more toxic load we have in our bodies, the more fat we will carry. So if you eliminate or reduce processed foods as much as possible, then you're going to limit the amount of toxins you are consuming, because lots of these processed foods have non-food substances in them. You can't really call them food. It's not really food. All right? Food is number one to the weight loss. Okay? You can lose weight without working out. Okay? The point of exercising is to keep the lymphatic system moving and making sure that these different biological processes that happen are functioning properly. Basically, you keep the cardiovascular system moving and going. I mean, that's going to happen as long as your heart's beating. But walking or movement oxygenates the whole body. So it's good for the lymphatic system. It's good for your respiratory system. It's good for your cardiovascular system. Just having the body move. It's good for your joints, your bones, just to keep it pliable and keep that lubrication going into the joints, keeping everything just working optimally. But in terms of weight loss, excess fat release, exercise is actually not critical. What is critical is foods. You can literally eat a plant-based diet and not exercise, and in 2 weeks lose weight. Okay, this is not a claim. This is based off of the case studies in Dr. Neil Barnard's book, Program for Reversing Diabetes, and that's a book you can get anywhere on Amazon. Buy it, read it, share it, and spread the word to people. Everyone needs to be reading this so that they fully understand you don't need to exercise, especially You don't need to kill yourself with exercise to lose weight, okay? This is just for your whole health, well-being. It's not critical for fat loss, okay? Don't keep yourself hungry, okay? Just because you're eating a plant-based diet does not mean you should be starving yourself. What I like to do personally is eat volume. I eat until I'm satisfied, okay? And because I'm eating foods that are not high in saturated fat, I can do that without gaining weight. I actually have lost weight and continue to lose weight apparently, because now I'm down to a size 2, which I've never been in my life. But at this point, I don't really have a lot of weight to lose. I went from a size 4 to a size 2 in like a year or something, but that's not with trying. So it just sort of happened. My body, in my body, I feel exactly the same. You see me on camera, and hopefully I look the same. I have the same amount of meat on me, but the body just normalizes when you eat properly. It's always working to get into a place of homeostasis, okay? So that's why, like, for women we tend to fluctuate 5 pounds, which is normal just because of hormonal changes and things like that. But when you're the whole goal, everything that I put out, all of my coaching program and all the information I put out is all to get everyone who is not in a healthy range into a healthy range. This is what's important. It's not about aesthetics, it's about being healthy, having the body function properly, having the cardiovascular system function properly, and to feel comfortable in your body. Once your body's of a normal size and all the systems are working properly, the cells are communicating with each other properly, then you will feel comfortable in your body. So don't keep yourself hungry. Eat as much as you need to feel satisfied. Okay? And make sure to have snacks on hand. That's really the key, because if you don't plan when you go out and you're making a new dietary change, right? Because when it's new, it's like it's more difficult. You're going to be more inclined to revert to some old unhealthy practices. So you want to have healthy snacks on hand. I wish I had some to show you now, but I don't. But fruit is very easy to just have with you. Those sea snacks I showed you on 2 live shows ago, I think. The dehydrated seaweed, is really great. Kale chips, um, lots of different things. And check the resources below. Check out my book. I have lots of actual tips and what you can actually include in your snack pack, and just have that with you at all times. Um, Eat volume. Like I said, this is the thing for me. I eat a volume of food, and it's all nutrient dense food, so I'm getting lots of nutrients, which actually feeds me. That is what is um, keeping the hunger away, and the volume is just making me feel satisfied, because where most of us are used to, like, I didn't wasn't born a raw vegan. I grew up eating meat, dairy, cheese, processed stuff, pizza pockets, taquitos, and lamb chops, pork chops, rice and peas, curry goat, all this stuff, Jamaican foods, patties, all this stuff, right? So all those foods, they have you feel like when you eat them, you feel full. You know that feeling of fullness. So for me on my journey, like I still like to feel not too full where I'm tired, but just full enough where it's like I know I won't need to eat for another 3 hours, 4 hours. So in order for me to get to that feeling, I have to have volume. So, like I explained in my earlier shows, when I make a smoothie, I have at minimum 3 bananas, sometimes even 6 at one point I was doing in a smoothie. Really depends on how I'm feeling and what other stuff I have in the smoothie. And typically, when I have a smoothie, that is my meal. Um, if I'm having a salad, it's a huge bowl of salad with dressing, with half an avocado, with stuff to really have me feeling satiated. So fats, and from like the oil, the avocado, nuts, sun-dried tomatoes. These things have make it a really hearty salad. So eat volume, okay? Eat, eat, eat. You can't do that if you're eating meat and dairy and eggs. It doesn't work the same way. It's just too much fat. It's going to clog your arteries and it's going to have you gaining weight like crazy. And don't deprive yourself. If you're eating clean, you can eat. Just eat, okay? You will know if you're eating too much. Your body will start to hurt and it will basically tell you, no, that's enough, okay? So just listen to your body. And vacation, like, if you're on vacation, the way to stick to this plant-based lifestyle is to look for vegan restaurants, right? That's an easy place. And ethnic restaurants and raw food restaurants. These all have clean options, okay? So like for an example, as an ethnic restaurant, or let's do it simply, because this is not really that ethnic, it's kind of Americanized, but Chipotle is like a chain that everyone pretty much knows about, and they offer Mexican inspired cuisine, right? So you can go there and have a burrito bowl. I prefer the bowl over to the actual burrito because of the wrap. Um, just because it's just less flour in the food, less processed. So you're basically having brown rice, beans, salad, guacamole, salsa, like the chopped up tomatoes or whatever, and that's pretty clean. If you're going to, like, let's say an Ethiopian restaurant, right? It's all plant-based foods there. Assuming you're not getting the cheese and the animal meat, which is all these places, they're pretty clear on the menu what's in them. You always want to read ingredients. And of course, the raw food places are easy, basically anything on the menu. The vegan places, just about anything on the menu. I personally don't eat faux meats, so I eat everything else. And that's typically helpful. Now, when I went to Jamaica with my family, we would stop at the different carts and stuff. Like, people would have their little business where it's just a cart of fresh fruits, and we would eat the fruit and just, be satisfied. We went to a Bob Marley birthday celebration in St. Anne's, and we had breadfruit where they were just roasting the breadfruit right there. So, I mean, there's lots of options everywhere. The thing is that you have it's easier to do it when you're already in the flow of eating plant-based. When it's like completely brand new and you just really don't know what you're doing, then that's not the right time to do it, like when you're about to embark on a vacation. But once you learn how to regularly check ingredients and make sure that the stuff doesn't have any dairy or meat, then it's easy to scope out your options when you're out and about. It's very easy. When I was in Vegas, we basically went to try out the vegan restaurants there. On the road, like I said, there's Chipotle. You could do the burrito bowl. And even Jimmy John's, I think they have like where you can do, instead of the bread, they give you like a lettuce wrap. So you don't have to have the bread, you can have the lettuce wrap and like all the fixings inside of your sandwich with, vinegar, lettuce, peppers, all sorts of stuff. Some delicious stuff you can make. So, a lot of these food retailers are getting really smart to the fact that, one, there are people with food allergies. Two, veganism is on the rise. Okay, people are getting smart. The science and the research is coming out like crazy that eating this way, eating a plant-based diet, is going to save this country from the obesity epidemic that we're dealing with right now. It's going to curb the diabetes epidemic that's happening right now, and save the country a ton of money on healthcare costs, because we're all paying for the bad habits of lots of people. Why they're dealing with these bad habits is not because they, want to be a burden to society or whatever. It's because they either don't know, they can't afford it, which we talked about some situations there. Like, some people are literally below the poverty line and cannot afford it. They're making the decision between a 35-cent bag of chips and a $2 apple or whatever, or they're living in a food desert and have to travel an hour just to get to a grocery store and an hour back. So whatever the case may be, there's a lot of things. It's very complicated, and I do plan to explore all the reasons why we have this problem on the Facebook page, on my email, on these videos, so that we can find a solution, because I can't do it myself. It takes all of us. And really, the people who are needing to make the change, and are working on their own self, they're the ones that everyone, like, if everyone who's had, not, I don't want to say success on a plant-based lifestyle, because I, in my eyes, it's very easy to do. But to make the shift and to have that change in their body and to be the example, and to, like, create a platform for themselves, to let everyone know, this is what I saw, this is what I experienced, and this is what I did to make to basically fix my whole system, to have my body run properly. If more and more people are speaking out about that, then we will see the change. There's a lot of forces at play that are keeping people into this, saturated fat, processed food diet. One of them is, like, marketing from these companies that are, they're making tons of money off of it. And listen, I am a huge fan of business and, economics and, corporations. I also believe in what's ethical and what's right. So if they're going to be so loud about, practices and products that aren't the best for us, the people who have, positive products, positive services that can actually help people, we need to be even louder. So just went off on a little tangent. But basically, we will be talking a lot about this more in detail, all the complexities. But I just want to encourage you all to do what you need to do to clean up your diet, and do it today. Do not wait. Do not delay. Even if you feel like you've fallen off the wagon, get back on the wagon. The wagon will never leave you. Just keep going. Be consistent. And one more thing I didn't mention is that regardless of where I travel to, if I'm looking for something to eat, guess where it's always at? The grocery store. Okay? The grocery store always has produce, and it always has even produce that's maybe pre-prepared, pre-packaged. If I'm in a situation where I don't have a kitchen with a knife and a cutting board or whatever, and I just need to eat something and go, the grocery store is your go-to place. So Whole Foods I love because they're everywhere, they're nationwide, and it's really easy to shop. Like, I can close my eyes and walk through the aisles and find stuff there for me. But you can literally go into any grocery store. I've been inside Ralph's, Vons, Jewel Osco, Trader Joe's, of course, but just like any in random grocery stores in Florida, New York, Tennessee, Vegas, California, up and down California. So, hey, Lewis, thanks for joining us. So yeah, you go to a grocery store, they basically have everything that you need there. Okay, so you can eat on the go. You can get nuts, you can get fruits, you can get kale chips. Now kale chips is everywhere. So, and that is just another testament to this whole thing about health practitioners and businesses that are creating products to help people eat healthier in a fun way, in an enjoyable way. Because the louder that we are, the louder we get, we change the whole system. You see that veganism is on the rise. You see that nut milks are very easy to get at any grocery store. You see that kale chips are everywhere. Quinoa is everywhere. And this is how the progression needs to go. Next thing you know, you'll have raw food items, pre-prepared food, raw food available at any grocery store. And we will get there as long as we continue to be loud about this lifestyle. Be loud, be unashamed, unapologetic, and really it's for a common goal. We want to save this country from the demise of unhealthy eating. That's really what it's all about, okay? Even if we're caught up in our emotions and our emotions are making us emotionally eat, there are healthier options to feed. If we want to use food to feed emotions, there are healthier options, while we're working with a therapist or whatever, there are healthier foods we can eat to feel better, right? So, it's not one or the other. We can do all of this simultaneously. So I hope I'm making sense. Please leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video and any future topics you'd like me to explore in the future, okay? Have a great Sunday, and I'm just gonna go enjoy this vegan hip-hop festival. Should be pretty fun. Alrighty, take care.